Hey guys, welcome back to Resident Evil Requiem. This is part 15 of our trophy guide and walkthrough, and this video is actually going to complete this current walkthrough that we're doing here. I will have another video that will come out right after this that's going to go over all of the remaining trophies that we have not gotten. It will encompass two different playthroughs, one on easy, one on insanity, and I'll just pick out the important bits to show you all the things that you need to know. So until then, let's get focused on what's going on here now. You can exit out of the save room, open up the door, and come in here where you'll see lots of pale heads. I know they're not pale heads, but that's just what they look like. They're all encased in these glass tubes. They're not going to do anything right now, so just make your way around the room, collect any items that you see. There's a monitor over there against the wall that has a red light that we can't interact with without a key. So for now, we're just going to pick up all these items because once we come back in here with the key, things are going to get chaotic really fast. So that you're not distracted, collect everything now. Once you're done, you can exit out the back. And as you come through this hallway, you'll see there's a cage instead of a wall. And there is a bottom floor. So this looks similar to what we just did with Grace in, I think she was in Weapom Repository 5. That was the name of the room. This one is a different number. I think this is Weapom Repository 12. But we can't get inside of there unless we go across the room and then work our way back. And of course the key's in there. So as you make your way down the stairs, you'll hear the licker screaming, and one will come down out of the vent. And this is going to take several tries, so if you don't get it on the first try, don't be frustrated. But I'm trying to earn a trophy by parrying the tongue of a licker and cutting it off in the process. So this is going to take a few tries. Luckily, you can parry a few different attacks of the lickers. I'm just going to keep going around them to try to get that parry. And I think they have to have low health, maybe. Their health might have to be a little bit low in order for it to work. I'm not sure. And usually when they kind of stand up on their hind legs to throw their tongue at you, that's the best way to cut it off. And I think right around here it's going to work. You'll parry that tongue and cut it off and earn the cat got your tongue trophy. Actually, I think I was doing better just trying to parry rather than using my shotgun, because I pull out the gun and now I'm struggling here. And also pulling out the gun so aggroed the lickers that were down on the bottom floor. So they're going to come up here as well. It is unfortunate that Grace can't come in here and collect all the blood from these lickers, because they do give good blood. They give a good amount, is what I mean. Golly. You know, I get that trophy and then I start sucking whenever I try to actually pull out my guns. It's alright. It's okay. We're gonna do much better the next time around, don't worry. This is by far not all the lickers that we have to deal with. And if you look on the floor, you can see the tongue there. Oh no, there's another one. I don't even think I saw him coming. Oh, I got another tongue. Yeah, when they kind of sit back on their hind legs and go after you with the tongue, that's the perfect time to cut it off. Golly, man. Okay. Now that I have almost completely depleted my supply of med injectors, we can finally move on. I don't know where all those guys came from. I mean, they just came from everywhere. Once the lickers are taken care of, You can come over to the other side of the room and drop down off of this balcony. If you did not aggro all those lickers, they're going to be down here, just so you know. So I am going to walk through here just in case there are any surprise lickers, because that does happen on occasion, that they don't all pop up and go up to the top level. Once you break a box, though, you'll know if there's a licker because you'll hear it screaming. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to drop down and walk, get behind it, and do a sneak attack. And we're actually going to do a really long succession of these when we head back upstairs. For right now, we have to actually get back upstairs, so that's just a sneak preview of what we're getting ready to do. Now, all of those zombies, the pale head looking zombies that are in the tubes, if you accidentally shoot them, or if like a licker would attack it because it's behind you or something, they can come out. I'm not going to aggro any, but it can happen. Right next to the one in the tank that looks red, you'll see a button that you need to press. It's going to alter the room a little bit. It'll move a few of those glass cases out of the way and reveal a door behind it. When you get over to this door, you do probably want to walk and even crouch walk, because there are two lickers in this room. One of them is on the ground, so we can sneak attack him. Just make sure you're behind him. Once you've taken him out, you'll want to crouch again, because there's another licker on the ceiling. Usually he's on the ceiling. If you come to the back of the room, you can find a gunpowder here. And then there's a box on the opposite end, but we're going to ignore that because it will aggro that other licker. So if you don't want to deal with them, you can just leave it. But you do need to come over here to this red console and press the button, and you'll see through the cage that another portion of the room gets altered. So I'm just going to sneak my way back out of the room. I guess it's because of the way that the licker landed. He keeps kind of moving, but you know, that'll happen every now and then. I find some of the enemies will kind of get hung up on the environment, but it's just kind of startling, because then you're not sure if it's actually dead. Make your way back through this room down here and come across from the cage where we saw the containers go down, and make your way over to the stairs. Don't forget to grab the green herb, and you can also break this box. And when you go up the stairs, you'll have quite a few items to pick up here. To the left, you'll see that there is a case here, and that has some Requiem ammo in it. Of course, there's a box to break. There's a hand grenade on the counter with a med injector inside of the box. And you'll have to put your hand on the door in order to open it. And of course, don't leave without grabbing the key off of the wall. So that's the key for Weapom Repository 11. Here I'm going to equip my alligator snapper, because we want to intentionally aggro a boatload of lickers. So when you exit this room and go back to where I told you it would be chaos, where normally you would go and insert the key into that right console, when you come back here, there are lickers everywhere. So we're going to aggro a few of them. The alligator snapper makes noise, so I shot a few times in there, and then I turned around and just took off running. And you want to keep running. Hopefully we don't get one of those you know, purple waves of nausea or whatever happens, and you can see the lickers. They're chasing you. Run all the way the other side. Drop down. Once you drop down here, they will all stop chasing you. Just keep on running through this room, up the stairs, and when you get to the top, start walking. You can crouch walk your way over there. Keep an eye through the gate here. Wait for the last licker to pass before you go and open up the door, and we're going to follow them in somewhat of a conga line and take them out one by one stealthily with the hatchet so that we don't have to fire a shot. Now do be careful, because sometimes you can get hung up on the dead one, because it takes a couple of seconds to die. And also don't forget, you have to manually crouch back down after. You don't want to start walking, because even walking can alert them. They won't immediately attack you, but they will alert and turn around. So once you do your sneak attack, as soon as you can, crouch again before you move. And you'll have to go around the dead licker, because you can't just walk through him until his death animation is completely done. And like I said, that does take a few seconds. By the time you make it back to this room, you should be on the final one. It's almost perfectly timed to where you get them all in a row. And here, if you want to, you can run back just to see if any of them dropped anything. It looks to me like only one licker actually dropped anything of importance. And even though I checked the map, I still decided to double check. But, yeah, so that's going to make the first portion of this chaotic episode really, really easy. Because the game kind of allows for you to take out the majority of the lickers during the first portion. So before we insert the key, I'm just going to make a quick run back down to the save room. I'll most likely, I'm sure I'm going to repair my armor. Yeah, because it looks like it's completely depleted. And you can do some upgrades if you want to. We don't really have much left to do with Leon right now, but this is our last opportunity to upgrade weapons before the final boss fight. So keep that in mind. If there's anything that you've kind of been waiting to upgrade, now is probably the time to do it, because we're not going to get another chance before heading into the boss fight. We're really, really close. I'm also going to make a quick save, because I don't want to have to go through all of that again. Okay, so now we're ready to go and insert the key in that room. And even though we took out all the lickers, it is still going to get a little chaotic. And I do apologize if my voice sounds a little funny. I think I'm coming down with something. My voice feels scratchy when I talk, and I can hear it sounds a little different.
Detected.
But the spring weather is not agreeing with me or my children. We're all having issues. Okay, insert your key.
Authorization required.
You'll get a message about an elevator, and over there, if you look up at the wall, you can see you're waiting for the elevator to arrive. And this right here, the game is expecting you to deal with lickers right here. That's why nothing's going on, but we took care of that already, so. And the room is locked down. You can't leave. Once you get the aerosol monitor warning, all of these pale heads are gonna come out of their containers. You can use the red explosive barrels if you want to. Or you can also pick up any dropped items. Oh, one of them got me. He didn't do too much. It's okay. And of course, the elevator is not going to arrive until every enemy is dead. Just so you know. So however long it takes you to take these enemies out, that's how long it's going to take for the elevator to arrive. Make sure you go around the room and collect any items that these pale heads have dropped. You can see they dropped quite a bit of ammo. Then you can go inside the elevator here. And poor Leon, he is just, he's whipped. He is completely whipped. And I mean, you can't keep him down. You just can't. Not for long, anyway. Okay, so for those of you that played Resident Evil 4 Remake, this is going to be very familiar. So, if you guys remember when Leon is walking down the hall to try to get to the machine where you can pull the Las Plagas out of him and Ashley, and everything looks all weird and he's seeing these hallucinations. They basically did that again. They just took the hallucinations out. But, you know, it takes forever. You can't really speed this up. So, just go with it. Once you get out here, you'll see this yellow room. Head toward the stairs. And you'll get a cutscene. I skipped the cutscene, and once you're back as Grace, you'll get the case closed trophy if you have collected every single file. So you should have 2 files in your inventory when you get back as Grace. The letter from Patrick and the Alyssa's interview notes. That should do it. That should be absolutely everything. So I'll go through and just quickly run through so that you can see in each section. I do have all of the files. Rose Hill has the highest number of files altogether, but yeah, that's for collecting every single file in the game. So congratulations on that. You can exit through the green door, and if you come through here, you'll see obviously this looks very, very different. You can take your time in here and really look around at stuff. Here you can see it looks like Miranda, and we know Miranda and Spencer had a very, very close connection. Right there, those bottles of liquor to the left of the Miranda photo, one of them says, well, I'm assuming it's rosé, but it looks like rose, and you don't have the little accent above the E. I don't know. We got a Avernico bottle. Now we have a rose bottle. I don't know.
Finally my chance to do
I'm wondering if they might bring her back. I don't know. Anyway, you can inspect the wheelchair and then come into this elevator, which is much faster than Leon's elevator. Run through this hallway. You'll see the same yellow walls that Leon saw. Just run up to him and interact with him, and then you will get a cutscene. Now, I am going to skip the cutscene, and you do need to pay attention to the cutscenes in order to get this right, because I've seen a lot of people play online and get this answer wrong if they're not paying attention. So, when the cutscene's over, you can choose to destroy Elpis or release Elpis. Now, if you've checked any of the trophies, then you'll know, you'll kind of cheated, and you'll know you have to release Elpis. But that's what you want to do. Destroying Elpis is basically the bad ending of the game. Leon dies, Grace survives, and it really sucks because this is not how things should go. You're supposed to pay attention to what Spencer says in the video and realize that you're supposed to release it and use the password HOPE. So once you do that, you'll have a cutscene where Leon will get cured and immediately have to go into a boss fight with Victor, which I think is a very fitting boss fight, I must say. Now, Victor is not too difficult. He's pretty hard on insanity mode, I will say. He killed me several times before I was able to defeat him. He's got a lot of health. When he does that, when he jumps up on top of something and turns purple, you need to keep moving because he's going to send a line of electricity over to you. And then you'll have, wherever you're standing at that moment, he'll send a big ball of it. After the line moves through, he'll send a big ball of electricity to you and then jump toward it. So you need to keep moving, stay away from the balls of electricity, and make sure you always have somewhere to move to get away from the ball that he's going to jump into. Take your time to line up your shots. It doesn't take a whole lot to get him out of this first phase, but yes, you do see I am using the Requiem. Might as well, because I'm that person that saves up all the Magnum bullets until the end and then never uses the Magnum. So I figured I might as well do it this time. I do have a lot of Magnum ammo saved up. So I think I used about half of it here. But you're not really going to need the Requiem for the second half of this. I do find that the machine gun works the best. You, of course, have to shoot the bulbs. Just to be careful because he will throw his arms out wildly to smack you. So try to be careful. Once you burst all of the large bulbs that are kind of on the top of his body, then you'll see what happens. His whole body will kind of collapse, and you'll see a bunch of smaller bulbs pop up. Now you can throw a grenade over there to get the bulk of them out, or you can just use your pistol. One shot should take them out. Those are really, really easy. Now watch out. He likes to do that sweeping thing with his arms after you take them all out. And then he'll grow some new bulbs. The ones near the, what could be called the face, take more ammo to burst. The ones on the arms are a lot easier. And man, his arms are really hard to avoid. Just try your best. I've tried going forward, I've tried going backward to avoid those arms when he slams them down, and it's just hard. Make sure you have a lot of healing items. Here you'll have this again, where you have to burst the tiny little bubbles, but you probably won't have to do them all. And here when he sweeps his arm, this is scripted. You'll have to tap the X to get loose, and then everything else is completely scripted. I will let this play out, because honestly, it's just too freaking awesome to not let you see.
This time, you ain't getting back up.
That was totally worth those 30 seconds just to watch Leon be the badass that he's always been. Here I am skipping the cutscenes. I do recommend that you watch them. They are very good. And if you notice, Leon's face looks de-aged. I'm sure Raccoon City Syndrome was putting a lot of stress on his body, but most of his wrinkles on his face are now gone. Anyway, once you get to the end, you will get the Hope and Requiem trophy. That's for completing the main story by releasing Elpis. That is important. Then Resolute Agent is for completing the story on Standard, Casual, Classic. And then Rising Agent for completing the main story on Standard, Modern, which is automatic. And completing the main story on Casual. You get Rookie Agent. You'll get all the lesser trophies because we played on basically the third hardest level. So you get all of those trophies, and it does make a difference whether you release Elpis or you don't. You can see my results. It took me 9 hours and 11 minutes, which isn't too bad when you have nothing extra. So now we're going to go through and take a look at everything that we got. We can read Grace's report, and we can see some behind the scenes stuff. We've got some added content, completion rewards. We get a few outfits, and you can see all of the challenges that we've completed, and you get challenge points for each of these. So we got a grand total of 20,000 challenge points, and I did not check any of these at any point. So every single one that we earned is counted in the challenge point total here. And as you can see, pretty much all of these are related to a trophy. Not all of them are, though. We have a few that we still have to get, and we're going to go over that in just a minute. Just in case you are wondering, I am saving my final thoughts for the next video. Once everything is complete, all the trophies are collected, then you will see my final thoughts. So the next video is going to be a good bit longer. I guess it's going to be somewhere around 45 minutes. And here we're back at the main menu. I'm going to go into the bonuses so that we can take a look at everything. You can see here we got the Trusted Companion Charm for defeating 300 enemies. We got every Mr. Raccoon Memoriam, so we get a map, and we get the RPD Charm for Leon for completing the 1998 letters. So those are not trophy related. Well, the Mr. Raccoons are, but you don't get points for those. You actually get an item. So if you go and look in your special content, you can see all of the items that you can get. And a lot of these are really good items. We're going to do the speed run next, so we'll get the infinite ink ribbon for Grace. We're going to get that in the next one, because I'm going to do the 4-hour run first so that I can get a whole bunch of points, and then we'll do the insanity run with infinite ammo. In here you'll see you got quite a few things. Looks like charms mostly, and we can tune up our weapons more now with Leon. You have to buy the Raccoon Roundup map for Raccoon City, but you automatically get it for Rhodes Hill for something that we did. Here you can see all of the challenges that we have completed, and you can also go and take a look at the ones that are incomplete. So it looks like we have 9 left to go. So you get 40,000 points for completing the game on insanity mode, which that's basically going to let you be able to buy everything that's available. We got almost everything. There's just a few things. So we need the Speed Demon Trophy for finishing the game in less than 4 hours. We need to earn 200,000 credits with Leon. We need to collect a certain amount of blood with Grace, collecting all the models, collecting all of the art, but those all cost points. And we need to do the final puzzle, going through the game without using any healing items, as well as going through the game without using the blood collector. So here you can see that we can turn the tactical light on the alligator snapper if we want to for Leon. And you also have a couple more outfits. We can be Lady Dimitrescu, or we can be in like casual clothes for Grace. And Leon can be in his jacket throughout the whole game, or he can be in his RE4 outfit. I'm going to just stick with Apocalypse, honestly, for the next one. And now that we're done with that, we're going to end this video here. We're going to finish everything off in part 16. So thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, so that you always know when I'm coming out with a new video. And I can't wait to see you all in the next one where we finish this game off. Until then, Khajiit always has swears.